Periods of rain tonight. It is a chilly rain, lows 35 to 40. Rain will taper off and end during the day tomorrow. We're up to about 45 to 50. Partial clearing tomorrow night, lows 30 to 35. Clouds return Saturday with rain late in the day, highs 55 to near 60. I'm meteorologist Rob Carolyn.
And continuing our newsmaker now with Hornell School Superintendent Jeremy Palotti. Jeremy, thank you for calling in today.
Of course. It's nice to be on the show.
Jeremy Palotti, home instruction with the schools closed down and students not being able to go into their school buildings. How's that going?
You know, and I'll preface this with saying that we are designed and equipped to have kids in our schools. That's what we've trained for. That's what we prepared for. That's what we planned for during the course of the year, and that's what we want. You know, we want our kids to be with us. But as we all know, that's not a possibility right now. And you know, I'm immensely proud of the school district, the teachers, the support staff, the administration, district office, everyone that's a part of it, and you know, then especially our parents and our kids in our community for really rising to this challenge and evolving with what we've had to evolve with. From pre-kindergarten through 12th grade, we are completely teaching remotely. You know, some is the majority, especially in our upper grades. It's all digitally. It's all through technology, and people are they're rising to the challenge from all angles. And so I'm immensely proud of the work that people are doing, the reaching out to individuals, the contacting, just trying our best to provide kids what we can during this time. And the challenge that we're facing, it's something that it's being faced across the country. But like I said, I'm immensely proud of the work that our school community has done during this time.
Are any of the classes doing full classes on something like Zoom?
We're using a variety of different delivery models, depending on the grade level, depending on the content. It changes. So there are times we use Zoom. There are times we use something through Google, which is called Google Meet, which is the Google equivalent of Zoom. So yes, we use. There are some virtual instruction going on. There's some instruction that's recorded. So it's, for example, it could be a video recording of an individual that's pushed out to students that families have the ability to do at their own time, on their own schedule. And then there's also actual assignments that are done, whether they're reading, whether they're paper pencil type of a deal. Mostly using technology, but at our lower grades, we did send paper home to kids, and we had additional sending home last week of paper and pencil type activities for students to work through. So we've had a variety of different modalities. But like I said, technology has really been something that we've really had to maximize, and we're really fortunate. We have a robust technology system within our district. We have the equipment that we were able to provide technology, an individual device, to anybody who needed one. That's something that we're proud that we were able to do, because we already had it. We already had students 7th through 12th grade were already one-to-one with Chromebooks, so they already had the ability to have their own individual piece of technology that they could take home with them. In all other grades, we had enough within our classrooms for kids to use them, so it was a very easy transition to be able to deploy that technology and make it accessible to students. And then the other thing that we've been working through is working through accessibility in who has, you can have the piece of technology at home, but if you don't have access to the internet, it's not really worth very much to you. So we've really worked at reaching out to families to ensure who has the resources, who has the technology. And then we've also, there's some free internet companies out there that are providing free Wi-Fi to families during this time. So we've pushed that where we can. And then the other thing that we're doing right now, and it should be online here shortly, and you'll see a press release from the district shortly, but Empire is also partnered with us to provide, and with the city, to provide 3 hotspots, Wi-Fi hotspots within the city. Details will be coming, and access to those will be coming. But it's something that they're providing for free in conjunction with us. We're not paying for it. It's something that Empire is doing all on their own. But it's really to help students within the city have access to Wi-Fi, and then directly have access to our instruction.
Now that's great. Would you go to? I'm guessing you're picking places that have pretty big parking lots, so that the students can be. Is that how it would work?
Yes, we looked at areas that had access to parking lots where, obviously, where social distancing still could occur, where, not areas that you would have to gather, but areas that if you were in a car or able to just be separate from each other, then you had your device, you'd be able to have access to it.
How about the food pickup program? How's that been going since students aren't no longer able to get breakfast and lunch at the schools?
So from the onset of this closure, we were prepared to provide breakfast and lunches. So we've done that. We've done that every day, every weekday. We've had breakfast and lunch available, and it's available at 10:30 to 11:30 every day from each one of our schools. And then for those that are outside of the city or those that have had challenges in order to pick that up, we have been delivering food. So we deliver between 400 and 500. We serve, whether it's through actual pickup or delivery, 400 to 500 meals individually every day. So when you combine those, that's actually closer to 1,000 meals with breakfast and lunches that are go out every day. And so it's been busy. And Tracy McCarthy, our director of food services, has done a great job with this. It's something we're familiar with. We've done this type of a system. We do that each summer. We have breakfast and lunches that are available during the summer months. So it's a very similar structure and similar model. But in this case, we're delivering, which we don't do during the summer months. And during the summer, we also have more kids that are present and at the school. So definitely a little bit different. But I think it was our numbers were a little bit lower to get started, but they've increased. When the weather's nicer, we have higher numbers. When the weather's crummy like this, our numbers seem to go down a little bit. But I'd encourage families that to take advantage of this. Like I said, it's at each one of our schools within the city. And then if you need to have something delivered because you're living outside of the city or you have some means that you can't get to the locations, just call the school or email Carol Eaton. All that information is on our webpage as to who to contact if you need meals to be delivered. We've created a separate landing page at our webpage specifically for this crisis and specifically for this closure, and that's where we're providing this type of information as well as ongoing updates on Facebook.
Yeah, I was just about to say that your website and Facebook, I'm guessing that you're texting and emailing a lot of info out to students, parents, and grandparents as well?
Yes, we try to hit every mode possible because this has been sort of a very fast-moving and dynamic type of a situation where you create a plan and then you have to evolve based on executive orders that come to us from the governor, et cetera. So we've really been relying on digital press releases, digital information that's sent, robocalls, robo-text, et cetera. We did send a mailer out a week and a half ago with some of the same information that was a little bit more static, really as a means to make sure that we're hitting every angle and that everybody has an opportunity to get information from the district. But for those that are out there, really checking our Facebook, being connected on that, paying attention to robocalls that come your way, and ongoing updates with the website that's where we're going to be providing most of the information from a district level, from an individual level, from a building, and from a student level. Like I said, teachers are in touch with teachers, support staff, school counselors. We're reaching out to families constantly. So if they have specific questions relative to schooling, relative to anything else, they already have a point of contact, and the best thing to do would be to work through that point of contact. We're working through challenges with technology. We've sent 1,500 pieces of technology out into homes. That technology breaks at times, or certain things don't work, and we have a means to replace those and that sort of thing as damages occur. But the best thing to do is to continue to work through their first and primary source of contact, and in most cases, it's their teacher or support staff person that's been in touch with them.
What about the students who were planning out all those end-of-the-year activities? They could be canceled or changed in a lot of ways. How's that been going, Jeremy?
Well, because everything, we're living through this situation where things are uncertain. We don't know. You don't know what the next few weeks are going to bring. We do know that we're definitively closed through May 15th, and we're really questioning how much longer that's going to go, and really wondering. But truthfully, we don't have the answer, and that answer is going to be directed to us through executive order, and that's how this is this is proceeded. So what we do is, we clearly always hope for the best. We hope for the opportunity for kids to get back together, but we're planning for the potentiality the potentiality of that not occurring, and in doing so. We're looking at other ways that we can highlight and support and do justice by our students that are missing out on these opportunities, namely our seniors. This is I mentioned this at a board meeting last night that clearly the senior class, this will be a memorable year for their senior class, but not in the traditional ways. It's not too often that a senior year, essentially ends from the face-to-face setting in March. And so what we're going to do is, and what we're trying to do now is to assess what are the other options that we have. And the biggest thing that we have, obviously, proms are postponed or canceled. But what we're going to try to do to the best that we can is to make up those types of activities where possible, where feasible, but also to make sure we do justice by them. In my mind, and I had a long conversation with my Board of Education about this last night, is especially graduation. There are a lot of different schools that are responding and planning graduation in different ways. And I can tell you, and this is what my directive has been with my high school, is that my preference is to, if we're not allowed to have it in our traditional setting at our normal time, my viewpoint and my personal belief is that we delay it to a later time and still have the traditional type of graduation. We've heard of all sorts of varieties and different options that people are considering, virtual graduations and that sort of thing. And quite honestly, our kids have worked hard, our teachers have worked hard, and we want to, and our families have worked hard in supporting our kids, and we want to make sure we do justice by this and have the graduation that they have been thinking and planning for the last, since they've been in the school system. So if it's later, my preference would be to do it later rather than doing something that would be less than what they had planned and dreamed of.
With that, we have to leave it. Hornell School Superintendent Jeremy Palotti, was very glad to have you on and hope you come on again soon.
Of course, absolutely. Take care.
Thank you very much. It's AM 1480 WLEA. We've got Dr. Isabel Baird, Dr. John Robshaw, and St. James CEO Brian O'Donovan coming up next.
The Ryan Agencies, your local, independent insurance agencies. The Ryan Agency employs 15 of your friends and neighbors. They live, shop, and support our community. When you buy insurance from the Ryan Agency, you support local families. Contact the Ryan